It's an empty gym right now. It ain't nothing better than an empty gym. I love empty gym as a content creator. Cause you're in the gym, you want to respect people. You don't want to be all up in their face, recording and shit. Some people, some people don't mind, but some do. Um, but it's an empty gym right now. Finna get this cardio in, and yeah, boy, I had to buy this motherfucking seat pad because these seats, bro, are got to be the worst seats I've ever fucking used in my life. These got to be the worst seats ever. Like, they fucking hurt, gang. Them motherfuckers is hell. But let's see, let's adjust this. This bike, and I'm not gonna lie, this bike, I actually like this bike a lot. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I actually fuck with the bike. The cardio you can get on this thing is pretty crazy. So let's get all this shit situated. Then we're gonna get our cardio in, man. Let's do it. Alright, y'all. So, man, when it comes to trading, right? You want to decide if you want to trade options or if you want to trade futures, right? I started off with options, and options are great. I love options to death. You can make a lot of money with options with low risk and make a huge return. Futures is a little bit more calculated. Options is calculated too, but when you look at it from like a simple perspective, you can turn a small contract into an infinite amount of money. Okay, so when it comes to options versus futures, like I said before, I tell people to get into trading futures first if you're a beginner. Okay, because you can focus on more technical rather than when you trade with options. You got to look into the Greeks. You got to worry about theta. The Greeks in general. If you don't know what the Greeks are, search Greek options Greeks, and I'm sure there's a lot of YouTube videos on it. But when it comes to those two, those are what I mainly trade, and I have traded forex before. And even if you do trade forex, you can still trade the S&P 500. You can still trade the Nasdaq, right? Because that's what I trade: SP and the Nasdaq, which is ES, SPY, QQQ, ENQ. Okay, so but anyway, if you're gonna get into trading, or if you already trading and you trade options and you're feeling like it's super fucking difficult, get into trading futures. Because if it's a super easy transition, because futures is a lot easier compared to options. When I first when I first started futures, which was like 3-4 years ago, it was like amazing because I transitioned from options straight to futures, where I didn't have to, when because I'm a full-time day trader, scalper day trader, right? So it was extremely easy for me to make that transition, because I already trade SPY, which is the ES futures, right? If you don't know, SPY is an ETF, which is an options contract. ES SPY is the option contract. ES, they had ES. You can trade SPX contracts, or I don't want to confuse you, but futures is the ES. When I say ES, I'm talking futures. When I say SPY, I'm talking options. Okay, so they're the same thing. Okay, I can literally watch the ES's chart and trade SPY options. Okay, so it was extremely easy for me to make the transition to trading futures because I'm already trading SPY full time, and it's the same chart, just a different field, right? Just a different, I can't think of the word right now, but it's just a different aspect, basically. Right, so I made the transition to futures. Now I was loving it because it was simple, it was easy. Versus futures, once again, versus spot options, you still have to pick those contracts. You got to know if you're going to swing trade. So when it comes down to swing trading, you have to know which contracts you're going to buy. When it comes down to day trading, you have to know what contracts you're going to day trade. When it comes down to scalping, you have to figure out which contracts you want to scalp. So like I said, if you pick the wrong contract with options, you can lose a lot of premium on that contract. You got to pick the expiration date. You got to know which expiration date to pick. It's not it sounds like a lot, but it is in a sense if you don't know it, right? If you don't know about it. So that's kind of where I started off as a beginner. I went right into options. I buying the contract, closing it if I'm at a loss, hoping it continues if I'm at a win, taking the profits early sometime. And as I got on into my day trading journey, it took me 2 years to become profitable. Within those 2 years, I'm literally losing money. I'm making money, but in the instance, I would lose it. I mean, fast, like in a couple of bad trades, count blown, right? Because I did start off with a small account. Now, mind you, that's why so many people come trade with me is because I literally started with a small account. I never had a lot of money to put it into an account. I never started with a prop firm, which you can do right now. I had a small account and I had to learn strategically how to grow it. And that's what taught me risk management, right? So if you trying to get into trading, it's super crucial that you understand these things, right? So that's why I'm telling you, if you're going to get into options trading, I mean trading in general, start with the futures, then make your way to options, okay? Because once you kind of get the feel of getting in, getting out, getting in, getting out, now you can make the transition to options where it's a little bit more difficult, but you already kind of got the sense of getting in and out, right? So once you get that feel of getting in and out of a trade, now you can make that transition. In that meantime, you can be studying options, right? Learning about it, so that way when you do get into it, you're not fucking, you know what the fuck going on. So yeah, man. I lost a lot in the beginning, but it's cool. You got to pay your tuition in this shit. Not really, because nowadays you can follow someone. You can follow someone. There's a lot of people that's good at trading. There's a lot of people that act like they're good, but shit in reality. Okay. If you would like to trade with a community that's actually producing profitable people, we do have a community of traders that's proven results. We have literally proven results, and I know a lot of people say they do, but we can show you proven results. Like my community, people aren't going to say, "Oh, I quit my job because of Tay," just to say it. They're not gonna say that. I quit my job or now I trade full time because of DLE. Like people aren't gonna say that if it's not real. You know what I mean? So we have those kind of results. We got people getting consistent payouts. I mean, like motherfuckers came to me knowing nothing and they are getting consistent payouts. Passing these prop firms with a breeze, getting consistent payouts, turning trading into actual income. But like I said, once you learn from someone that's genuine, when you learn from someone that's genuine, and also not just genuine, you want them to actually know what the fuck they're doing. That's the person you go all in with, you know. Because if I had a mentor, see me, I when I first started trading, I seen through the bullshit. Okay. I could see through the bullshit. Like motherfuckers was trying to get me to join up IML. That was some Forex shit. I didn't go for it. Okay. Boom. Now I did pay for some courses along the way. Like some supply and demand courses and things like that. But now notice I don't trade supply and demand because that's not my style of trading. The way I trade now was produced from trial and error. Okay. The way I trade now was produced from trial and error. Me taking losses, me winning, and me developing a plan and mapping out what worked, what didn't work, what worked better, what didn't work. And over the years, like I said, I've been trading going on 10 years this year. And over the years, I built a system that keeps me in the loop of not having to overtrade, over leverage, sit at a desk all day and try to trade and wait for a setup. I trade for 1 hour a day. Okay. 1 hour a day. That's it. I'll be done by 10:30. Some days I'm done within the first 20 minutes of the market open. Check my track record. I'm telling you, it gets real inside of our Discord community. Link is in my bio. Link is in the description. If you are new to this channel, I give a lot of value. So make sure you subscribe and hit that like button for me. I would very much appreciate it a lot. But for my people that's been trading a minute, let's say you're not successful or you're not full time yet, come check us out. I'm sure you will love it because it pays for itself. For my beginners, if you want a quality I don't even call myself a mentor, bro. I just trade live in front of hundreds of people every morning, and we make money together, man, because we all want to just make money in this shit. And I do it live Monday through Friday. So if you're a beginner, I'm gonna make more content on futures, on options, so make sure you subscribe. Um, but I just want to let you guys know that if you just getting into trading, go ahead and start with futures first, and then slowly make your transition to options. All right, I ain't gonna make this video too long, man. Hey, if you new, or even if you ain't new, but if you ain't subscribed, please subscribe, hit that like button, leave a comment down below of whatever you would like me to post about, or anything you want to know on the next video. Leave it in the comments, and I'm gonna get to it. I appreciate all my subscribers. I'll continue to go up. I'll catch y'all in the next video.